Okay, it was a big week at the comic shop. 12 new comics this week, 10 from my pull list, and 2 first issues. First up, we have Exo Man of War number 6, the Armor Hunters storyline. This is one of the 2 Valiant books I'm still getting, though I'm also going to get the next 3 issues of Armor Hunters because I've been enjoying this storyline. It's bunch of alien guys come in, and it seems their job is to hunt down these alien armors that Exo is wearing because it's unrevealed what sort of danger they pose to civilization in the galaxy, but some sort. So they're war-weary, powerful warriors who are going around trying to stop this plague of Exo armors, and they've come to Earth and they want Exo's armor. So, we'll see if they get it. Stay tuned. We have Deadly Class, number 6. Takes place in 1987. Issue 5 was my favorite issue of the series so far. Issue 5 took place in Las Vegas, where the lead character was going to kill one of his classmate's abusive father, and ended up on an acid trip with his would-be girlfriend's gangbanger ex-boyfriend trying to kill him, and it was just the artwork, the storytelling with the artwork was just fantastic in issue 5. I first noticed Deadly Class as I flipped through it, and I think it was the first issue. It had very sort of Jim Steranko-esque storytelling, and I think who was this artist? Craig. Let me see what his name is. I really should learn it. Wes Craig. There's his name. Wes Craig does an excellent job with the storytelling in this book, and I like the covers too. It's really been a fun comic. Here comes The Massive, number 24. I've been very much enjoying this book lately. This story arc, Sahara, part 3 of 3, takes place off the ocean, away from their giant ship that they've been sailing around or steaming around or whatever it does. This whole series, and it's about the one woman character who's gotten involved in this North African supply chain of water, where the women are just supposed to be there to be hired guns, but then she ends up with this whole crew of women, and they have to actually drive too. So there's a whole role of men and women in this new society and thing going on. Plus, they're just trying to get the job done and deliver water. Overall, The Massive started out slow and kind of meandering, but the last few stories have been pretty well focused and interesting, and it's a book I'll like and continue to read. We have Mind Management, number 23. Every issue of this book has been good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I think we're in the middle of a big storyline here where the guys who are trying to stop Mind Management from being reformed are fighting with the guys who are trying to reform Mind Management. It's an interesting book. Pick it up in the trades or single issues. The single issues actually give you stuff like this story right here in the inside front cover, and they usually continue. Well, that's a letter column this time. Oh, there's another inside back cover thing, and they also give you what's interesting here. They run little lines of type along there. I'm not sure if the little lines of type are in the trades, but I'm pretty sure all the stories that run on the inside covers aren't in the trades. So if you're interested in the extra stuff, check out the individual issues. It's how I'm getting it, and they're all good. Rising, number 26. A horror story, ghost story. It's been good. I like all Terry Moore stuff. His Echo is real good. If I remember last issue, things got back to normal pretty well. They've been trying to resurrect the main character's aunt, and all sorts of crazy witchcraft stuff is going on in this book. To try and describe it would be a little hard. But it's a good comic. I mean, I don't know if you ever read Terry Moore's Stranger in Paradise. I always liked, but that was kind of a human comic. It was about interaction between the two lead characters, both women. But his stories since then have been a little different. He did Echo, which was a sci-fi story, and this is a straight-up horror story. And he still has sort of the how shall I say? The story is still really about how the characters and how they all interact, but there's sort of different things going on around them and what they're reacting to. And in this one, they're reacting to horror stuff. It's a good comic, recommended. Next we have Revival number 21. The last issue of Revival I bought was the Chew Revival crossover. And that was very good. It was a lot better than I expected it to be because I'm not a Chew fan. I don't read that one. I remember reading the first issue when it was previewed in The Walking Dead, but didn't really grab me, so I haven't been buying that one. But Revival I like a lot. And from the looks of the cover on this one, our main character, who's a small-town deputy, has gone from the small town to the big city for some reason. The whole story of Revival takes place in a small town where recently dead people all came back to life and now can't die, and that its impact on that small town and society in general. So, good comic. Chew Revival crossover is recommended. It was a flip book. One half of the flip book was told from the Revival point of view by the Revival creators, and the other half of the flip book was told by the Chew people and the Chew creators. It was very well done. I was surprised that something that seemed so gimmicky could work so well, but the talent involved did the job. Now comes Saga number 20. And last issue's sort of new direction really wasn't much of a new direction. I think they skipped forward in time a little bit is what they did, and our two lead characters, who represent two different sides of the war and have a baby together, there's the father and the baby, have kind of been hiding out, laying low since they escaped. I think she escaped from, over the first 18 issues, the woman escaped from captivity and the man was her guard, and they ended up falling in love and having this baby, and everybody was after them, and now things have quieted down and they're hiding out and they have to figure out what to do next. I don't have a whole lot to say about Saga. It's a good comic. It gets a lot of press and hype and sells well, and you should check it out if you like good comics. Go with Savage Dragon number 195. Eric Larson always does a fun job with Savage Dragon. You can tell he enjoys comics and he enjoys making comics. And the original Savage Dragon is now gone. He's hauled off to jail for whatever story reasons, and his son has officially taken over the book. So this is his son Malcolm Dragon, who I guess is now just Savage Dragon. Even though they really just call him Dragon in the comic, it's sort of like the Amazing Spider-Man. It's Savage Dragon. It's really just sort of a title before his name, so he's just called Dragon. And here he is, rescuing a woman, fighting a supervillain. This book is filled with lots of different superheroes and supervillains and all sorts of crazy things going on, but there's generally always a good story happening, and I like Eric Larson's enthusiasm for the whole medium that comes through in these books. We have Trees, issue number 2 by Warren Ellis and Jason Howard. That's a very nice cover on that one. It looks like a simple image, but it's pretty darn complex and nicely done. It's hair turning into flowers and little zipatone patterns and solid gray. So he's got all sorts of interesting things going on in that cover. I enjoyed issue 1 of this. It went on my pull list. I guess you could call it an alien invasion story, but we have no idea. It's one of these stories where I guess the aliens are so far above us they don't even pay attention to us. These giant pillars came down and landed in the middle of our cities, and they're doing whatever. Nothing good to us. humans, and it's about humanity trying to deal with them, but there's no face to the aliens. We don't have any idea what they want, what their point is. We've never even seen one of them. Just these giant pillars, which I guess are referred to as trees. But the first issue was very intriguing, and I can't wait to see more of this series. There is Undertow number 5. Only one more issue to go, number 6, so that makes this the penultimate issue. Who doesn't like using the word penultimate? I was iffy at first on this series. It was confusing and strange, but I liked it. I ended up liking it, and now issue 4 was my favorite of the bunch. It's a story takes place way, way back at the dawn of man, when there's people, intelligent life, living underwater, these people, and they're trying to figure out how to colonize the man, and then just ran into this guy who used to be one of them, who they call the amphibian. And he somehow knows the secret to breathing air that the rest of them don't have, because they've got water helmets on that help them breathe on land, so they can't actually colonize the land. But he's pretty darn crazy, as you can see by him eating a leg bone of a person, probably. Oh no, I see some mammoth tusks there on that cover. But he actually ate the leg of a person, a random human from a 50,000 years ago person. But this has been an excellent series. I can't wait to read this issue and then see how it ends next issue. Here's one of the 2 first issues I picked up. It's number 1 of a 4-issue miniseries. The $3.99 price tag almost scared me off, but I liked the artwork. I think I like the cover. I like the masks they're wearing with the white graphics on them. Who's the artist here? Greg Smallwood. I have never heard of him, but when I flipped it open, I liked this artwork. It sort of reminds me of Sean Phillips' work. Of Fatale is the book I buy of his. I like this artwork, so I said, you know what? Despite it being $3.99, I'll give it a try. So I'll read this one and let you know how it is. Last comic I got this week was issue 1 of Outcast by Robert Kirkman and Paul Azaceta. Though I haven't seen him in many years, I used to work with Paul Azaceta way back in the day, so I figured I'd pick up it actually kind of looks like him a little. I decided I'll pick up his new comic and see how it's doing. I like the artwork in it. He's a good artist. Let's open this up. I have zero idea what this comic is actually about, because I don't think I've read much about it. Oh, there's a nice one. But it's on my pull list already. I usually buy stuff of people I actually know, so what the heck. I'll let you know how it is. It's Kirkman and Azaceta. They're both good, so I'm sure it'll be good. So that's it for this week. We will catch you later.